Want to game with members of the Order? Check out our newest funding levels on Patreon, where you can sign up for quarterly or even monthly online games. Lower funding levels still get you access to cool swag, playtests, and exclusive recordings, and our lively Discord channel. And as always, a big thank you to all our backers, without whom we wouldn't be doing this podcast. Now, on with the show. The Esoteric Order of Roleplayers present Bluebeard's Bride, a horror tabletop RPG, written by Whitney Strix-Beltran, Marissa Kelly, and Sarah Richardson. Episode 4, Up in Smoke. In this episode, the bride leverages her newly found and most unlikely alliance to find what she hopes will finally be a place of refuge and safety. Of course, it's never that easy.
I mean, what really happens when you burn someone?
All right,
It's horrifying.
so that sounds like you are shivering from
Gross.
fear.
Dang it!
Renee, are you?
I just admitted that I feel nauseous.
The virgin has no problem.
Busted.
It's
So-
beautiful how she turns
just-
into.
yeah.
So you can
I
keep the ring and choose two, or pass the ring and choose one.
Okay.
Do you have the list in front of you, or do you want me to read it out?
Oh yes, read it out, please.
It infects the bride with its perversion. It has the bride in its clutches right now. That would be terrifying.
Oh God.
Or it speaks to you. Take one trauma.
Speak to me. I'll take another trauma and I'll pass this on to Animus. Can you handle this?
I think Fatale actually can handle this.
You think
a little
so?
Better.
Oh, okay. That sounded pretty confident.
I'm sorry. Nothing this disgusting belongs in my house.
Oh!
Nice.
All right, so mark your trauma.
Right.
As it screams at you and says, "How could you take me away from my son? My son!" It's just burning up.
Because you're a horrible friggin' mother.
I'm curious what the mother thinks.
All right, so Fatale, you are in control.
Oh, yes.
Control.
Now, I want to take one of my faces out for a test drive.
Yes.
Nice.
Wait, what do you
Nice.
Face.
I have one called the Spider.
Oh.
Your beauty and charm get you what you want. When you trap a servant or whore with your feminine wiles, they will tell you a secret about either the house or Bluebeard.
Yes. Bring it.
Perfect.
Okay.
With no trauma involved.
Perfect.
Nice.
Unless I want a second question.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the hag mother finishes burning up,
Is
and
he gonna carve something from her bones?
the centaur
I don't
clops.
think there's going to be a lot
I
left.
know.
The centaur clops over,
Clippity clop.
and
You were so brave. That was magnificently done. I knew that you were my champion.
Right.
all right. So he smiles down at you,
Oh no.
and reaches a hand out and caresses your hair a little bit.
Oh no.
Surely someone as kind as you must know what a beautiful lady like myself is to do in a horrible house. There must be somewhere safe, somewhere I can go. Clearly you can see, oh, I've been wounded, I'm in need of aid.
Of course, my mistress. I'll lead you there. Ishik at your service.
Ishik?
Mhm.
Can we ride him? Can we ride him? Ask if we can ride
Oh,
him. Can we
gosh,
ride him?
I feel so faint. That was so horrible. I'm so tired. I am so sorry to ask, but would you assist me through the house?
Of course.
Was he gonna carry us in his arms? Or I don't
I think he'd be more into carrying with his arms.
Nuts.
Yeah.
with our arms around his neck?
Yes. Exactly.
Just jump on his back.
We might seem a little less like
Oh, yeah, exactly. If we did that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Now, on your way out, do you want to escape or do you want to propose a truce?
Well, let's go propose a truth because
Yeah.
we are leaving feeling perhaps a little more confident in our abilities.
Mhm.
Clearly, something is wrong in this house. I think that since Bluebeard is away so often, the servants have totally got the run of this place. He has no idea what's happening, and clearly we must be the ones to let him know that this is not okay.
Agreed.
We have to do something about it. We need to oust these awful people.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Okay.
So we have to take a token, right?
Yes.
Centaur?
Yeah,
Centaur is the token.
Okay. And
Frank, you're still holding the horse.
Yeah.
Thing. Yeah.
of course.
Oh yeah.
Okay, frankly, at this point, I am mistrustful. I am pissed. I am mutilated.
Yeah.
I am tired.
Yeah.
And I've been subjected to horror in my own house when he told me I could go wherever I wanted.
That's a good point.
And right now, a centaur is saving me.
Yes.
Not my husband.
That's right.
So, fuck him. I'm keeping this little horse, and it is a sign of me.
Right.
Disloyalty?
Disloyalty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Take a trauma.
Agree.
Yep.
Agree.
That's fair.
Yes, you do take a trauma for that.
Oh no.
Nice.
Oh no.
Well said.
Yeah.
All right. And so Ishik takes you down a hallway and then along through a big, well, actually through that courtyard that you saw earlier.
Ah, it's so beautiful.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so fresh.
Yeah.
And then into a little study. And he sets you down. And he...
There's no lock to the door?
Nope. He puts pressure on a subtly misaligned bookshelf.
Nice.
Oh.
Classic.
Ishik is more useful.
And so the ledges in front of you open outwards, revealing a gargantuan metallic door with a deadbolt and a ship's wheel.
Ooh.
Wow.
A ship.
Yeah.
And so he says, just head into this room, miss, and you'll be safe.
Oh, thank you. You've been so gallant. I appreciate your loyal and magnanimous efforts to aid me in my own home.
Can he bring us first aid kits and food?
There is supplies inside.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm scared.
Yeah. Well, you know.
I'm a little
I'm
distrustful.
finally relaxing.
At least someone did what I fucking told them.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I love this guy.
Unbelievable.
And we burned up the bad mother. We did a lot of good things in the
Oh,
last
I
You
tell
did
you.
do some good
10
things in the
minutes. Great
crematorium. All right, so
Right.
Right.
Is it called the crematorium?
it is.
I would have called it the crematorium.
Well, I guess I was just curious, like, is it like the
Yeah.
boiler room?
No, it is actually the
Our
crematorium.
palace
Wow.
is so big, we have our own
It's
morgue.
so
Yes.
convenient.
Right.
We have our own in-house
Yes.
crematorium.
And
What
it's
a thoughtful
always
thing.
fired up and everything.
That's where the heads go.
Yeah.
Punts them in there.
Right.
All right.
Okay, ship's wheel.
Ship's
Okay.
wheel. What is
So-
up with the
I'm
ship's
intrigued.
wheel?
Study that didn't require a key.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you had found it by yourself, it would.
Oh,
Does
he's
he
got
have
it.
to disappear? Or can he hang out in our life as a
He is
friend?
around.
Okay.
He is around. Like if you do a cry for help, for example.
Ooh, would we get
Ishik would
some
show.
sort of a bonus if we cried for him for help?
I'd say if you got a 10 or better.
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be specifically.
Right.
Right.
mhm.
Good to
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you head into this room. The air feels close because this is a small room, cramped with open wooden cargo boxes. There is a artificial light overhead,
Is it one of the electric lights?
one of the electric lights.
Okay.
Gives the room a surreal aspect.
Yeah.
All the shadows are very stark.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a fluorescent bulb.
Oh.
You know.
That is weird.
So all you can hear is the buzzing.
Yeah. Yeah.
The room is cold. Mhm. The room is cold, much colder than it should be.
You know, but it's refreshing, honestly.
A closed wooden cargo box draws your attention. A dented can of beans sits atop it. There are a series of intricate carvings on the room's metallic floor. From the pipes on the ceiling dangles a thick rope
Oh, shit.
that stays only a few inches off the ground. Now, we're in a new room, so we got to pass the key. The rules of the game are everyone should have a chance with their own room, and I think Sage is the only one who hasn't actually entered the room first. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
Okay.
There you have it.
Thank you. Thank you. No key.
okay. So you are in here.
Oh, I am in here. So the rope is hanging from pipes.
The rope is hanging from pipes.
And the floor symbols, do they look like anything I've seen before, like runes or anything in particular?
Yeah, it's kind of like a lot of circles and stars and lines and stuff. So
Can I see all of them, or are some of them obscured? Like
you can see
crates
most
or-
of them because there's really just the crates.
Okay.
I mean, there are some like figures in amongst the abstract shapes. They're actually more like plants, I guess you could say. They're like organic vines. And
I'm more
there's
freaked
some
out by this can of
stars.
beans.
And
I was just imagining, like, at first, like, it's not open, is it? And that would have really done it for me.
that would have done it for you.
Open can of beans?
Really?
Fuck.
Unfucking
This
canny.
is not good. Oh,
Alright,
man. Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
So the can of beans is sitting on a closed box.
yes,
Can I investigate the closed box?
of course you can.
I don't want a dented can of beans. That could be bad.
No, you don't want the dented can.
Depends on which direction the
So
dead's
I'll
going.
nicely
Yeah.
go and look at the box, and if I need to move the beans aside to do that.
Mm-hmm. So what would you like to ask of this box?
Of the beans.
Oh, magic can of beans.
Oh, beans.
We have traveled great distances to see thee.
Beans are my secret fear.
Yeah, I understand.
I would like to. Do we want to take stock or investigate?
Well,
I mean, he's
Well,
you got ring moves though.
yeah, things aren't technically
I can
tense
do
right
some
now.
of the other things.
So this would be more of an investigate.
okay. So of the box, I'd like to figure out whose item it is and what memories it holds.
Okay. So as you approach the box, you see that it is marked stenciled BB,
Okay. Like my shoes.
Yes.
like your shoes. Same monogram script.
I lift my dress and look at my shoes just
Yeah.
to make sure. Yeah, same one.
Yeah. Checks out.
Yeah. Let's check it.
Same
And
Same one.
Yeah, that's
Holds her
it,
foot
yeah.
up. She's like, yep,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
got it.
yeah, it's this kind of like script with one B over the other B, you know, inside of a circle, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You give it a preliminary push, and you realize it's much lighter than you would have thought.
Huh.
You move the can of beans aside, and lift up the top, and see that it is filled to the brim
Oh, God.
with old-fashioned baby clothes.
Baby thing.
There are small pajamas, dungarees, tiny socks.
Well, they should be being used. They're for the robot babies. Oh
They
shit.
look used.
I'm gonna.
Not really.
Once,
Not
like, 2
excessively
weeks.
so.
And that's all that's in. Like if I move them, that's all
Just
that's in
baby
there.
clothes.
I'm gonna say that's cute and put the lid back on.
Yeah.
Make sure the lid is actually back on.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything in the room that looks like either edible food or first aid supplies? Because I am concerned about.
Well, there's a can of beans.
Besides the dented can.
The centaur lied to us.
I was told there were supplies.
You do find a beat up old army surplus
All right.
first aid kit
The
in one of the
centaur knows
crates.
nothing.
Yeah, he
something.
thinks a dented can of beans is food.
Yeah.
I would like to.
It's a feast, it is.
Oh, that's so sad.
He just eats one bean like in that Mickey Mouse short where they're like cutting the
Little
bean up with
slivers,
the knife.
I remember watching those and thinking, well, if the bean was big enough,
Oh my god.
it would be sufficient.
It could be theoretically, yes.
Ideally.
Can we? Is there stuff in the first aid kit that we can use to tend to our face
Yes.
and chesty?
Excellent.
Absolutely.
That
Absolutely.
happens.
Crunch down an ass. Nice. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so after that, do we heal trauma or anything?
Do you want to eat the can of beans, by the way?
No.
Is that happening?
No.
That's not happening?
I know you really
How
want
can
me
you ignore
to,
the
but that's
beans?
even more of a reason for me to not want
Chekhov's
to.
beans.
I.
So what questions have we
It's
asked?
gazebo
What are we
brand.
doing in this
That's
room?
right.
What are we
What?
doing in here?
Okay, well, you've
Dicking
investigated the crate.
Yep.
It was just the crate?
There's the rope hanging from
Did we ask
the...
2 questions about the crate?
Yes.
Yes, you did. It's who it belonged to, BB, and what was the other one? What memories does this item hold?
Baby clothes.
Babies.
Yeah.
That doesn't really
That
sound like
is-
a memory, but a baby
Well,
memory,
alright, fine.
basically.
Yeah. I mean, you don't get like a literal, like, you know, these clothes belong to John Smith. You know,
No,
it's
not
just like,
that, but just like, I was thinking more of an impression.
No.
Baby clothes.
alright.
just a lot of discarded baby
You
clothes.
missed
Okay.
nothing.
All right,
And
fine.
There's
we
symbols
did
on the
first
floor.
aid to our
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, I'm curious about these symbols on the floor. Like, what do they mean? How are they used? You know, that kind of thing.
Is there
So,
any?
I'm
Is
just
the
putting it
where?
out
What
there.
questions would you like to ask of those symbols?
Maiden.
When the
With your
maiden
maiden
moves?
move?
Let's see. Okay, what about this item is... Well, no, I think taking stock of the situation still is better, actually.
But we are.
We can't unless it's a tense situation.
Oh, that's right.
I can do that.
Leave it
Do
alone.
we want to look at the floor symbols first or the rope first?
The rope?
Because there's this creepy ass
Right.
rope.
Yeah,
It's
I mean, I
super
guess,
creepy.
yeah. So the rope.
They could be connected in some way.
What about this item is odd or uncanny?
The rope?
The rope? Okay. And what's the other one?
I guess what, whose item is this? Okay, you know what? No.
And that's it.
That's not, no.
Who's got the ring? You got the ring?
I do.
Alright.
Those are just things I would recommend.
Oh, I have the little.
You have that? Alright.
I
Okay.
would recommend it. I'm asking you how to.
So, you're examining the rope.
Yes, let's examine the rope, shall we?
Okay. So what about this item is odd or uncanny? Well, for one thing, it's swaying slightly.
No!
Oh,
Like there's a breeze.
Like as if there's
There's nothing.
a
There's
draft. Yeah.
Okay.
right.
And then there are some dark stains on the side.
Of course.
Of the rope.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
They look like blood, or they look like oil, or they look like.
Could be either one.
Do they smell like
But
anything?
do they look like something grabbing the rope?
Yes.
Or
Oh, they do. Oh,
Do they look like pomegranate juice?
And then what was the other one? Whose item is this? Whose item is this?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you get the sensation that those stains on the rope were made by multiple sets of hands.
Oh,
Ooh.
interesting.
no.
So the rope doesn't belong to any one person.
And it doesn't go anywhere, right?
It's just tied
an
around
extra
one of the
pipe.
pipes.
I think we should stand near that
So
rope.
maybe it's his secret sex room. Can we feel where the draft is
Where
coming
did that come from? All right.
I'm sorry, the virgin thought of that?
No, I thought the floor. I think the floor might drop out at any moment, so I want to be near the rope.
Oh, that's fair.
Oh. Is it like a trapdoor under the rope?
Well, the floor is odd.
The floor is weird. That's the next
So
thing that I
you're
would
a
want
big
to
fan of the
investigate.
movie Goonies, I take it.
So you move over towards next to the rope because you're starting to like all those patterns on the floor are starting to give you a little sense of
A
vertigo.
little bit.
You know, and so you are feeling like maybe that floor might drop out from under you at any moment. Would you say you want to take stock of the situation?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so
It's
which
suddenly tense.
It's tense.
Yeah.
because she's
The
feeling the
vertigo.
rope might or the floor might drop out.
I know.
Yeah. So what would you like to ask as you take stock?
Where's the sheet? Where's the sheet?
God damn it.
What is it? What hidden horrors does the room have? Isn't that one of them?
Yeah. What horror here is hidden,
Hidden from the bride.
It's also a
That's-
trap one.
That's number one. And what traps have been laid for the bride?
Mhm.
Oh, I get to ask only one.
Only one.
Oh,
I haven't
well,
asked
hell.
about the traps yet. Yeah, I know.
So
you
far we've
haven't.
only
It just
asked
seems
about
like a
lurking
trap.
horrors.
Trap.
What trap has been
It's a
laid here
trap.
for us?
You want to ask that?
That's what I'm asking.
Nice.
So you're standing next to this rope. It is swinging ever so slightly. The floor is making you feel dizzy and vertiginous. You.
Yep.
Vertigo.
That's true.
Yes. You find yourself reaching out towards the rope to
Yes.
steady yourself
Many have before,
and
apparently.
stop yourself
Yeah.
because you realize that the blood on that rope, those stains,
Yes.
which you realize is blood,
Yes.
was made after somebody grabbed the rope. They were not bleeding when they grabbed the rope.
All right. Okay. Okay. So the rope is the trap.
Yeah.
Okay. I hate this room. Can we tell where the draft is coming from?
Let's see. Can you tell where the draft is coming from?
Centaur promised us
Can you
safety.
smell what the rock is cooking?
I mean,
Did he look like he had a super IQ?
no, he didn't. He was just buff and
Anyway.
a centaur.
I trusted his opinion about the situation.
Well, hey, wait,
I'm
you
just
serious?
serious.
Tell
He
me to
didn't
that?
molest us.
I mean, do you want to cry out and
No.
have him come back?
Oh.
No.
No, that's not desperate enough.
He's annoying.
He's annoying.
I don't like
like him. You don't like Needle.
He's a good
It's
son.
Chris Elliott.
He was a
He's
good
lovely.
son.
It's hilarious.
He's delightful.
He is wonderful. He made us this gift.
Look at the horse.
Look at the
Yeah, it's
beauty.
a bone thing. It's,
Right? It's
A Scrimshaw masterpiece.
no.
It's his medium, you know.
So, as far as the draft goes,
some ivory, and then we'll talk.
I mean, is that the thing, an action that we can take?
yeah. Well, I mean, you're standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
So
there an obvious gap in a wall somewhere where like you can feel?
you're
wind?
feeling around, and you don't. There's no vents in this room. There's no gaps.
So the air was very close.
The air is very close, and in fact, the more you're in this room,
Oh shit.
the more you realize that draft isn't really a draft. It's like inhalations and
Oh
exhalations.
my god.
What?
Oh my god.
Get out, get out, get out, get out. Get out.
I was almost afraid, but I'm not. It's okay.
Yes, you did handle that well. Damn it.
Inhale.
I'm cool with
Is there an audible or is it just a sense?
It's just a sense.
Of breath.
Pressure.
Out of here.
Pressure rising and falling.
Does any? Because we never did explore the floor. Does anything on the floor give a sense of what that like of a type of creature that might be connected to that sense of breathing?
That would be.
You want to investigate a mysterious object?
You want to say
Yes.
Yeah.
So, what would you like to
So, what
ask?
two
What about this item's odd or uncanny?
That's
Is basically what
exactly
you're
what I was
asking
about to
there.
say, yes.
And then, I guess memories.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. Sure.
All right. So, what is odd or uncanny? They're kind of two of the same piece.
Uh-huh.
Because what is odd or uncanny is the carving itself. Like as I said, it's a weird combination of organic plant-like tendril shapes. The occasional lion, sort of heraldic lion, you know.
Oh, okay.
Starburst shapes, and then just a lot of lines and abstract circles as well. So it's very strange carving. And then,
What is it carved out of again?
Yeah.
well, it's a metal floor, so it's just inscribed.
It's like tin.
I should say, really
Gotcha.
inscribed.
Okay. Thank you.
As for what memories this item holds, as you examine the floor, you know, there's some crates in the way, so it's kind of like you weren't really seeing it, but then you realize a lot of those straight lines and curves are creating words.
No.
And the floor actually has a phrase carved into it.
Oh, maybe stand on the box. You can get a better.
Exactly. You're standing on a box looking down at it.
Oh, okay.
Alright.
Yes.
So-
we just assume that happened.
Oh,
because,
okay.
You know, that's in the course of answering the question.
Ah, okay.
So you're looking down and you see it. You know, this would be the point where the camera
Yes,
pulls
yes,
back.
yes,
you know,
yes.
and the
Oh my
strings
God.
swell,
Yes. Yes.
and it reads, "We are free."
Oh.
Is that so? Do we get memories out of that too? Basically, can we get the memories out of that?
Free.
Only that it looks like the letters were added after the initial carvings.
Right. Right. Right.
We're also gonna find
So-
a fingernail in there.
So in real life, I've seen Evil Dead and would never do this. But as the bride of Bluebeard, do we think it's worth reading it out loud?
I don't think there's anything. I'm witchy. What do you think?
Yeah.
Like I would
Summon some, spirits for it.
never read something out loud that you find carved.
Here's a
Do you
good
want to commune with it?
Yeah.
Commune with the room.
Can we read? Yes, you can read.
Oh,
you
that's
want-
an excellent question.
Huh? What?
She's communing.
Can we
Do you
read?
want? Can we?
Oh, can
It would shatter me, but it's okay.
We're peasants.
I can remove
Wait,
it
it will shatter you.
Really?
if I justify the trauma.
Oh,
Well, you're modern day peasants, so.
okay.
That's what the assumption is.
There are lots of people who can't read,
True.
including in the United States. I'm just
In
saying.
the
I think it's
state.
totally valid.
In the state.
Yeah.
Well, since he said we know what it says, I would assume that we
Yeah.
can read.
I just established that you can read. All right. So do you want to?
Yes, you can read.
Yeah, but I have
have to, but
I have one trauma left. But
Uh-huh.
I want to commune with whatever spirits might be in the room.
All right. So you want to shatter yourself.
Self-shatter.
So- Yes.
I
guess
but I
that's
can
one
also
thing-
shield that trauma.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
What, Jade?
That's
Well,
true.
what I was going to ask is if taking the trauma would shatter you, though. I mean, does that immediately take effect?
Ah.
Is Des able
Right,
to
if
feel
it's
it, or is
that's
it
a
just
Is it
committed to?
instantaneous or
Yeah.
end of turn?
Or I can share it. I don't mind sharing the.
The bird.
You can share it with me.
Because we
right?
could try to communicate
maybe.
with the room first au natural, and then keep your shatter point as like a backup.
Well, no. I mean, you have to take a trauma in order to commune.
No, right. What I'm saying is we could just like
What?
talk to the room as a person standing
I don't
there.
think I would say Witchy would be able to do it better than just us saying something.
He's talking out.
You go ahead and try. Probably nothing will happen.
Yeah, I don't think
You can try it.
I mean, let's think. There's nothing else in the room other than more crates to interact
Right,
with, essentially.
exactly.
But this is a suicide room, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a room that they were using to leave. Like
Exactly.
the women
They were
found
hanging
it
themselves.
and they would
Yeah.
leave.
But why was there blood if they're hanging themselves? Because it's not a noose.
And also, it's, you saw that it's, someone holding it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Although, how do we know that it was made after they
Exactly.
were holding it? That's kind of the one thing that's...
Doesn't
Because
make
that's what
perfect
we found out, right? That the bleeding happened because you touched the rope, not before you
Right.
touched the rope.
That's right.
So it has to be like a.
So,
Yes.
What are you gonna do?
so I don't mind shattering myself. I also have this knife that brought. Is that okay?
Sure.
I drew a picture.
Therefore, I
There it is.
Therefore it exists.
Yes, I'll go with that.
Because
Yes?
if her face is going to depend on drawing blood, I want to make sure that she will
Right.
be able to do
Hello.
that at all times.
Yes.
So did you find out
And
about
shattering occurs instantaneously.
All right, then.
Alright.
Well, here we go.
If you want to, then you should. But I don't know that it's something we need to do. If you would like to not be.
I
Do
think there's
it.
also
I don't mind.
15 minutes
Do
left of
it.
this session.
Yeah.
Go for it.
do it?
Yeah. So
Yes.
yeah. So okay.
Okay,
She's gonna
so
reach under her skirt.
uh-huh.
She's got the knife there,
Yeah.
and
Why do they always do the palm? That's like
Yeah.
such a
I know.
well, where else?
I don't know,
Like the
right
back
here.
of your arm. This
Well,
might
actually,
be
you already
so
have a
much.
cut on your hand,
You
so you
already
just
do.
reopen
From the
that
mirror?
cut.
Yeah.
You just reopen that
God,
cut.
that was
The nose.
really
when you
music.
use
I like
it.
The nose.
All right, so you're standing on top of the crate, but you dribble the blood
Yes, and
out.
I'm gonna color in my last trauma.
Yay!
Way
So
to go.
now
Way to
immediately
go.
flip your sheet over, please.
Do we get the answer to the question before she shatters, though?
Nope.
Okay.
All right, so you are going to
Ooh, I
read
get to
out
read something.
Yay!
So yeah, please read out.
Oh, it says, okay, when you shatter, read the following passage aloud. When a new sister shatters, read it along with her.
Oh,
I love it.
So you reread this every time somebody shatters.
Oh shit.
So if you had 4 people shattered, all 4 people
We'd all
would be
be
reading in a
reading it.
unison.
Oh,
It's really bad for that last person. She's like, come on, I get it. All
I
right.
get it. I've heard it 4 times already. Go ahead.
we are no longer whole. Our connection is severed. Our mind is fragmented. Our deepest fears are exposed. Our blood feeds the horrors. And I welcome them.
Nice.
Boom.
Creepy and nice.
All right, so the rest of you now will describe how it feels when that part of you shatters.
Like a pain right behind the eye. That like awful headache stabbing pain.
How does it feel to the fatale?
Part of me feels like it's what she wanted all along. And so I feel cold.
Cold, yeah. Animus?
I just feel like I don't have a place to channel my rage anymore.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm fucked.
You lost your rage.
Angry. Yeah, I'm pissed.
She was your rage anchor.
And mother.
I feel powerless in a practical way.
Oh shit.
All right, and so let's see. So the blood drips down into the lettering. Mm-hmm.
Not for nothing did you shatter.
No.
And so I'm gonna say that. Say it. All right. So witch.
Yes.
Take a look at the text under there.
Okay, when a sister misses her role,
Mm-hmm.
the groundskeeper may look to you to describe what happens to the bride. I'm still haunting you.
Oh, man.
And then there's some prompts there that you can use to help you describe things. So, although there was no role involved here, since this was something you triggered yourself, as the blood drips down onto the floor, what happens?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay, so it starts to fill up those cracks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we start to see the letters more clearly, right, written out in blood.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
these spirits come
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
out of the cracks.
Oh yes.
So So, and also the plant life starts to come to life, maybe?
Oh,
nice.
yeah. I like it.
I like it.
Yeah, you're feeding it.
Uh-huh.
It's like a
Like a-
Clark Seymour. Audrey
Yes,
Hepburn.
that's what I was thinking.
All right.
Feed me, Seymour.
All right. So you indeed you see some forms coming up out of the floor.
Excellent.
They look humanoid. There's 2 men and 1 woman.
Oh.
And they're ghostly, but they look like they're made out of vines and twigs and shrubs.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And the rope itself starts to sort of whip around more violently as if it's
Wow.
seeking you out.
Hi.
Humans, us,
Yes,
like the
you,
bride.
the bride.
Us,
Yes.
yes.
Can we move out of the range of that?
Yeah.
Right.
Dodge
So
Yes.
yes. So now that is we're back to the ring person. So what do you want to do? How do you want to mitigate this? You can try and caress it.
Yeah,
You can
sure.
violence it up.
No,
All right,
caress.
yeah.
Are the things the humanoid figures, are they actually coming out of the floor,
Yes.
or they're just being so little people are coming?
They're life size.
human
They're
size.
human. Yeah, full
Okay.
size.
Full size.
Did they say anything before?
No.
Are they part of the horror? Just the rope is the horror.
The rope is the horror.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
I will take a trauma
Mm-hmm. And get a 10 plus.
and get a 10 plus.
Okay.
I want to caress it to wrap itself around the pipes and tie itself into a knot.
Ah, okay. Let's see. It's actually going to be redirected onto another victim. So
Pipes
Okay.
could be a victim.
No, they're not.
Suddenly water explodes.
Maybe.
well, actually, if you
new
want to give me
mysterious-
something to work with there. But yeah, there's the plant people.
Oh,
But
man.
I don't want to attack the defenseless plant people.
Maybe they're not so defenseless. We don't know that.
We don't know that.
I know, but that's why I don't.
They're
wanna-
not us.
I
They
know.
are not They were human. summoned by blood on the floor. Unnatural.
That's I mean, we made a centaur. Not everything that shows up magically is a bad thing.
But this one could be. We're in a blood room. We're in like this weird blood room, and the witches abandoned us.
You'd
So.
rather have them attack the pipes.
See ya.
Pipes aren't a victim.
Nope.
All right. Well, then I guess whichever person is closest to it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say I'm sorry. Really sorry.
All right, so the rope whips around and you dodge out of the way right as it was about to catch you, and it whips back around and hits one of these creatures around the neck and just and starts pulling it up like a boa constrictor pulling someone
Wow.
with branches.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, why?
Is it struggling?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that I feel better about because I wasn't like get him.
Get him.
What is the other plant people or peoples doing?
Well, now at this point they're trying to pull their compatriot down. So,
Can we stab the rope with your knife?
Yeah.
I mean that would open you up to trauma. This would be an opportunity to make an exit move. Get the hell out.
Everything's
distracted.
Yeah.
Do we want to run
It's
or
all
do we
busy.
want to see what the plant people are? I mean,
I
you
don't care.
shattered yourself to find these plant people, so I feel bad leaving the room not getting.
Don't feel bad.
Yeah. No.
So does anyone care what the plant people
No.
are?
No.
No, I don't care.
No.
Get the hell out of
I
here.
care what they are.
I don't know if there's anything better anywhere else though, so whatever.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There's that one room you told us not to go to.
Why there
That's
certainly
where the
is.
ointments
That one
are.
room.
Yeah.
The ointment.
Could it be really any worse than what the fuck we've been exposed to? Honestly, no.
Honestly, no.
I mean, that's kind of like, huh, okay.
Bit of a
I kind of
denouement at
want to
this
see what
point.
happens though. Like, do they succeed in fighting the rope monster? Can we stand like in the doorway out of range and see what happens?
No, we gotta leave. Let's just go to another room.
Either we must choose an action that influences the scene, or
Or get the
Least
hell out.
excellent.
yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of want to fight it.
I don't.
If you want.
Well, you can dirty
You have the
yourself with
ring.
violence.
You have the, yeah, dirty
But I
up to
yourself
you,
won't.
you have the
violence.
ring.
Whatever you want to do it, I
Oh
won't.
no, do what you
No,
want.
you
No,
have
don't
the
worry.
You've got the ring, so it's up to you
Okay.
ultimately.
So go for it.
Dirty.
I want to fight it. I mean,
Very well.
all right,
then,
I'm
fight
not
it.
fighting of things.
All right,
Alright.
go for it. So roll plus carnality,
Okay.
and you're trying to disable it then?
Yeah, I guess
Disabling
so.
the
Yeah.
rope? Okay, go for it. Oh dear,
No,
oh
okay.
dear, oh dear. All All right.
Chaos.
So you hop down off the crate and run forward with the knife, which you still have in your hand, and are attempting to cut down the rope to save this plant person. And instead, all you manage to do is get the rope to focus on you and wrap you up.
Okay.
Okay.
So the rope now wraps around your throat and begins pulling you up.
Okay.
And so you're going to take 3 trauma. As you feel the tendons in your neck be crushed, your windpipe is starting to collapse, your vertebra are starting to crack.
You still have the knife.
Do still have a knife. Does that count as another attempt to violence, or can I
Yes.
just... I see.
Yes, or you could try to caress it again and get it the fuck off of you. That
Well,
way.
I could caress it again, but unless someone shields one of those 3 traumas I just took, then that would shatter me.
Well, you can't even shield though.
I mean, I could.
She could shield one of the 3 she just took.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you want to shatter.
I mean,
Why are we playing?
Right.
Seriously, I want to see what you can do.
Are they all the same? We
can't
don't
I
know.
also assign trauma though? Those 3 trauma I took,
If you wanted to.
so I could.
If you
maybe
if you feel like you want to hand out some
get
trauma to
everyone
other
else
people.
closer to
Sure.
trauma shatter
Yeah,
as
sure,
well.
sure.
Yeah.
I feel like you did it to yourself, so I don't want to take it.
So she gets one.
Yeah.
And
Honestly,
you
how
cannot
much
assign
do
any to the witch, obviously.
Right.
She's out.
Shattered.
Well,
That's
unless
the
I
benefit of
shield,
shattered.
unless I just do a shield, like I mean, that's essentially what I was thinking. Is that again, you're like sticking your nose where it doesn't belong, as usual. Why do you?
Oh yeah, this is totally your face move.
Yeah, like why are you constantly just keep trying to involve yourself when obviously we're not useful here anymore?
I mean, you're right. It's just I wanted to save the planty people because they're planty and we
If
made
you don't-
them
if you
and
don't-
then we put them
if
in this
you don't
position
believe in my
where-
explanation,
No, I
then-
do believe in your explanation.
All right,
Then
so
you
you
get rid of
heal
the
the trauma.
I'm not arguing with you. I'm not arguing.
I'm not arguing that with you.
But I can also assign one to the Fatale for being so thoughtless, right?
If you wanted to.
All the Fatale did was agree with Animus.
It's true.
As usual.
But
I know we've got ring moves. I don't know if we have dick moves on here.
I
No.
like that.
Okay. So
I'll take it. I still think that the Virgin doesn't know what she thinks she knows what she's doing,
Yeah.
when really she knows nothing.
that's
Right.
fair. That's
Right.
true. She doesn't. All right. So now I will take another trauma, which won't
Okay.
shatter me, to caress the
Caress
whole
it away
thing
from
again.
you.
I just
Okay.
wanted to try, man.
Hey.
To save the
Play
Nothing
it.
ventured, nothing
Play it.
gained. So now, do you want to leave the room?
Yes,
All right. So, what do you think happened in the room? To whom and why?
I think.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
Good luck.
Yeah.
I think it's some kind of well, everything in this house with him, because he's a vindictive, sadistic dick, seems to be a test. So I feel like it's a room that promises safety because it's a safe room. But the whole thing with the room is it's designed to make you grab the very thing that will
Yeah.
actually kill you.
Yeah.
So the room is a trap for anyone that he thinks doesn't trust him enough to keep them protected. He's like, it's fine, go to the safe room, which is not the servant's fault because they just get told it's a safe room.
Right,
so
right,
fine.
right.
That's right.
And so he sends them there and he's like, all right, you don't feel safe with me? Fine, there's the safe room. And so they grab it, and the we are free is something that, like, maybe just the spirit of enough people realizing that they've been sent to their death by this guy. They had this overwhelming feeling of like, well, at least now I don't have to be here anymore.
Right.
And that
Right.
continuing
Nice.
feeling created
Nice.
this carving spiritually on the floor.
Yep.
Okay.
Cool.
Great.
That's what I
I
think.
kind of like the idea of him hiring someone to like carve it into the. Well, what? No.
Okay.
Why? No.
Or
Now pull that rope.
Be good with that too.
Pull that rope. Pull that rope to find out.
No, that was good, Sage.
Yeah,
That was very good. And so, what token do you want to take? And is it a faithful token or a disloyal token?
Canopy beans.
I mean, that's the obvious choice.
Sure.
Nothing in this world amounts to it.
Or the first aid kit, I suppose.
Killer beans.
Ooh, if we take the first aid kit, does that mean we have it? Like, we're running around with it?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, first aid kit.
Okay. And is it a faithful or disloyal?
I mean,
I'm thinking that feels disloyal.
Yeah, but her explanation sounded pretty faithful
It
to
did.
me.
Yeah.
The explanation about the room was faithful, but the token.
Well, the token has to jive with the explanation.
yeah, I don't feel like a first aid kit is a worthwhile token.
Oh, I
He
gotcha.
gave the victims a chance. They can heal themselves.
That's true. That's true. It does technically have supplies in it, and they don't have to grab the rope. So the only people who fail that test are the people who don't have loyalty.
You don't trust him.
You got
So
it.
therefore, we should have loyalty, because surely, if we are faithful, we will succeed the trials of the night and be fine.
Although you could also say that if we really trusted him, we wouldn't have ended up needing a first aid kit.
Boom.
Accidents happen.
They shouldn't.
But her whole thing is she's obedient, and she thinks that things are the best version of things. So like, he
Okay, Candy.
tries to be. He's wounded. He tries to be a caretaking guardian, and no one trusts him. So that's why he has all these trials set up to find the person who's worthy.
Wow.
It's pretty good.
Stockholm
Pretty gross.
syndrome
It's
for
pretty
the
good.
win.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Your timing is
And
impeccable.
It's weird.
I like it a lot.
It's weird just because I don't know. Okay, never mind.
No,
why go?
let her time.
No, I just think you started as being suspicious of him, like not trusting
Yeah,
him,
well, she went on a journey.
and now she trusts him.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Stockholm Syndrome,
Alright.
like she said.
She just.
Well, all right.
You have filled 3 faithfulness tokens.
Oh.
So,
We're fine and we're safe and everything's fine?
No.
you move along the
I
corridors
think the
now.
servants are gonna kill us.
Shit.
Before you stand in front of the final room.
Okay.
You traveled these dark halls in search of a truth most divisive. Each room provided you with all the evidence you desired to make that one fateful choice. Now you stand before the forbidden final room, and you must decide. So, you have 2 choices because you filled your faithful tokens.
Okay.
You can enter the room, or you can look through the keyhole.
What? It's like being halfway pregnant.
Keyhole.
What'd you say?
So you want to go all the way.
No, I want to do nothing. I'm not.
Those are your only 2 choices.
How can you look through the key? That what I'm saying is either you honor or you don't honor. You don't walk in or look through the keyhole. They're both actions of discovery.
Maybe he has a cool little picture in
Somehow-
front of the keyhole, like a viewmaster.
Looking through the keyhole satisfies your curiosity without breaking his
That's true.
commandments.
He didn't say you couldn't look in the
In
keyhole.
the
He said you
keyhole,
can't go
see,
in.
That doesn't honor the spirit of the
No, I
command.
think it does. He didn't say don't ever go near that door. He just said don't open the door.
I mean,
What did he say exactly?
I'm all about the mischievous of a technicality,
Right.
Like mischievous nature of a technicality. I do think it's true though. Like you are still peeking. He doesn't
Right,
want you to
right.
know what's in
Anywhere
that room.
near that.
Don't look at his fucking. room.
However, I
So unless we're going to revolt against the GM, I feel
We
like
can't do
we
that.
have to.
Those aren't the choices. Okay, I recognize that. I'm just voicing.
I agree with you, but if we have to pick
If I have to do one of those 2
at least we can
choices,
justify the key.
then I will simply say keyhole.
Yeah.
No.
I
What?
don't know, I was
No.
just saying, I think that
Hell
I
no.
am agreeing with the mother here in saying that either choice is still disobedient to what he's actually saying. In
Nature.
terms of what he literally said, I
Yeah.
think it is more faithful to look through the keyhole.
Yes.
That being
he
said, I was also the one who got the mistrustful one on there. So
That's right. Open everything, go everywhere, save this one little room. I forbid you to use that key. Those were his exact
There
words.
you go.
We're just peeking.
And to be fair, we uncovered a whole bunch of other fucked up shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we
I'm
did.
like, I don't want to see what's in that room because if it's worse than all
Yeah,
this
you're full
other,
up.
Yeah.
I'm done for
Yeah.
the night.
We have
I'd
the
rather sleep and wait
authority
till he
to
shows
know.
up, gets back home.
We're just supposed to not use the key, but we have the authority to know what's in the house in general.
What does Shatteruchi think?
Yep.
Just look through the keyhole.
All right,
Let's
all right.
So we're unanimous on keyhole.
We're keyholing it.
We're keyholing it. All right.
Like an awful
So there's a question for each one of you.
All right.
Oh, I know.
Yarp.
Well,
What?
okay, anyway, sorry. Yeah. There's a metaphor here that we're wrecking, and I love it. Anyway.
What did the bride lose when she saw the horrors through the keyhole?
Ooh.
Oh man.
Her ability to care for those weaker than her.
Nice.
Oh.
What loving impulse kept the bride from going into the room?
Oh. Loving?
Yes. What loving impulse? Because you chose not to violate his. This was the choice you made. So you chose not to
Yeah.
violate his command.
Yeah, and I don't think we have violated any of his
No.
commands this whole time. So,
So what
if
loving
anyone
impulse
is going
would
to
that
be injured, whether it's me or anyone else, it's not going to be my fault.
So how would you phrase that as a loving impulse?
Oh, okay. So yeah, self-preservation,
Yeah.
self-love.
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 That's nice.
I'll take it.
Love that.
Yeah.
Loving it.
How did Bluebeard reward you for remaining loyal and not ever going inside?
Oh.
Not beheading us.
Apart
We didn't
from
know that he was going to do that.
Right.
No.
So I think for me, it's maintaining my status as perceived equal. So our marriage remained equitable.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. What is the bride's favorite room to spend her days in?
Oh!
And this is going to be a good one.
I was not impressed with any of those rooms. And so
Oh, you like the master
demanded
bedroom pretty
to
well.
have my own room built
Yes.
Yeah.
with the fineries I felt I deserved and
Okay.
found lacking in the rest of the house.
All right.
All right.
Boom.
And lastly, how does the bride cope with the horrors she spied through the keyhole? How does she cope?
Opium of alcohol.
Opium.
Yeah, probably.
No, that was a bad trip, man. That's,
So it was definitely like it was the same headless scene that was depicted in that story, or was it something
We're
more
leaving it up to
grotesque?
everyone's
We
we don't
imagination.
know.
We don't unless we go to the door.
Next time.
Next
Next
time.
time. Yeah.
Well, and she can't talk to him about it,
Nope.
Nope.
No.
So how
That's the
does she
last
cope?
person.
right? So
That's the last
Hey, so
person.
let's get through that keyhole. Oh, shit.
I know.
Okay,
Whenever
what do you
she
got?
feels the agony of like, ooh, she calls up what's his face? What's his name? Itchius.
Oh,
Yes.
Ishik.
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 She's like, can we go through a ride through the forest? And she lays atop him and picks flowers as they ride through the forest together.
All right. Well,
So
that's
she-
really
so she-
exposing yourself.
But
Yeah.
she surrounds herself with the fantasy and the beauty
Yes.
of a world that's not the
Okay.
world she's obviously
True,
stuck in.
but
Alright.
your husband knows that you found a centaur. So
Yeah, and
it's
you're-
kinda-
He obviously doesn't care though, right? Or he would have killed
Can I
him.
put a final gloss on that?
I mean, sure.
What if the centaur rides and the flower picking are all part of an opium-induced
Yeah.
hallucination?
You just want me to be addicted to opium.
This is not a happy ending. This game does not have happy endings.
No. I feel like it's actually like a dissociation
Yes.
Delusion.
of what
It
happened.
could, yeah, it needn't necessarily be opium. It could just be dissociating.
And maybe he really didn't turn into a centaur. Like he
Exactly.
actually was-
We were
Yeah.
not to mention that. I really
But
wouldn't
still.
trust going in the woods by myself with him.
Exactly.
Well, there's that.
That's yeah.
She doesn't know that. No, so yeah, maybe it's that. I mean, maybe she sits in the room that was built for us and like imagines these like glorious fantasy moments.
I like that.
Honestly,
Yeah.
too, I think that since the witch is gone, she's totally lost her ability to connect with the, spiritual side of these things, or
Oh,
probably
yeah.
herself.
Yeah.
And so, frankly, I think opium is her only.
Too real. That's
Oh,
it.
way too
Only
real.
There it is.
That opium got her.
There you have it.
Eating pomegranate. She smokes the opium and then she just gorges on that's the other part. She sits there fantasizing gorging on pomegranates.
I
I
want
could have stayed home and done
maybe
that.
solid gold hot tub
Solid gold hot tub.
with pomegranate.
Solid gold hot tub?
Yes, I'm for that.
All right. Well, that is it. It wraps up your story.
We didn't
and
die.
we're
Hey.
done. You didn't die, but I don't know. Is that a fate worse than death? Being
Yes.
Bluebeard's bride?
Yes, without any magic
And no
in
magic?
your life.
Someday someone might save us. Ishik will ride us off.
God.
into
No,
the
oh my god. Okay, that's again. No,
Fuck.
that's the dissociating.
That's the perfect, perfect thing that the Virgin would construct, though.
Yeah, of
honestly. All right. Well, thank you,
see
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving that discovery.
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's an intense game.
10 out of 10 would play again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's, in addition to entering the room, which you didn't do, there's other outcomes you can choose if you fill up your disloyal track first. And then there's yet other options if all 5 of you shatter. So.
Oh yeah, can we make our shatter thing now? Is that okay?
Huh? Oh yeah, it's yeah.
I think it sounds
same
like
for
minimum
everybody,
we need to play this
Yes.
like 2 more
Yeah.
times.
Yeah, I
To
agree.
get
never
the all
fully explored
shattering
it.
and then
I
all of the
room.
Yeah.
the choices.
I agree.
Yeah, yeah.
Totally agree.
So I love this. So her thing is that she has to, the horrors you start facing, she has to illuminate them with detailed all senses descriptions
Yes.
in beauty as well as gore.
Oh.
She has to start talking about how beautiful it is to find entrails coating the walls.
Love it.
That's fantastic.
Love it.
It's really
love it.
good.
That's cool. Yeah. Like,
These are good characters. I like it a lot.
Oh yeah, mine says the same thing.
And they're gonna be different every
Beauty
time.
instead of
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the premise that they're all one.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, the premise
exactly.
And
is
then parts of you can shatter, and like other parts of you were.
All right, thank you so much.
Of course.
Thank you. Great game, everyone.
Yeah, good time.